Hello there! Welcome to A-List Cakes. I'm Greggy Soriano, and today we're going to make a cake for one of the most famous YouTubers ever. Her name's Jenna Marbles. I'm going to show you how to create a galaxy effect on buttercream, make a gold play button out of chocolate, and make some of her favorite things in the entire universe, her little puppies. So without further ado, let's get to caking. First, we're starting off by adding just a little bit of buttercream on our board, and then we're going to add our base layer of our sponge that is a vegan gluten-free cake that is pina colada flavored. And then I made my own simple syrup of pineapple juice and coconut cream to soak our sponge with. And then you want to pipe a barrier of pina colada buttercream, fill it with more pina colada buttercream, sprinkle some coconut chips. Right here I have some coconut jam, add another layer of pina colada sponge, a barrier of buttercream, sprinkle on some white chocolate chips, another layer of pina colada buttercream, your last layer of sponge, and a spritz of pina colada simple syrup. Crumb coat and final coat this cake, and then set it in the fridge to chill. Right here we have a silicone mold of letters. I'm generously filling each letter with some modeling chocolate, and then I'm using a spatula to scrape off the top layer and making sure each letter is filled with chocolate. Right now I'm spelling out the word subscribe. I want to create 18M. What I'm going to do is use an I and a B, and then I'm going to sculpt out the letter B into a number 8. Set these letters in the freezer to harden up. Sprinkle a little bit of cornstarch onto your table and grab a little bit of red modeling chocolate and roll it into a log. And then you want to roll it out into a long band. And then right here we have a fun little tool called a ribbon cutter that makes it nice and straight and even. Cut out a band long enough to fit the word subscribe 18M. So you want to round out the edges to make it look like an actual subscribe button. Set this baby aside to dry. Now that our letters have hardened up, remove them from the molds and stick them onto our play button with a little bit of water. Use a spatula to straighten them up a little bit. Set this aside to dry. With some modeling chocolate, shape out some little ropes and spell out the word Jenna in script. Set this aside to dry. Now it's time to make the play button. With some modeling chocolate, shape out a rounded rectangle, and then with some sculpting tools, shape out the play symbol just like this. And with a mini ball tool, smooth it out and set it aside to dry. Roll out a really big piece of fondant or gum paste about ½ inch thick, and then cut out 4 rectangle placards to fit Peaches, Mr. Marbles, Kermie, and Jenna Marbles right into each placard. Set these pieces to the side to dry out. With the number 1 tip in black royal icing, I piped out Kermie, Mr. Marbles, Peaches, and Jenna in a cute little hoodie. With the number 1 tip in yellow royal icing, create a little frame around Jenna. Fill in her hoodie with some sky blue royal icing. With some white, fill in her hair. Make some lines to define her hair. Now that our line has dried around the frame, fill it in with yellow. Fill in Jenna's face with royal icing and set this aside to dry. Do the same thing with Peaches, Kermit, and Mr. Marbles. Set these little guys to the side to dry. I want to create a watercolor effect around the puppies, so I'm using just a little bit of gel paste with some vodka to create a watercolor look. Now that the play button has hardened up and dry, paint it with a little bit of edible gold dust and vodka. Dowel and stack your 8-inch, 6-inch, and 4-inch cakes. I want to create a glowing effect throughout the galaxy, and to do that, I am spotting on some lemon yellow throughout the cake with the airbrush. Now I'm adding some different shades of magenta, fuchsia, and purple. Now I'm airbrushing on some royal blue, and I'm adding some layers and darkening it up a little bit. Be sure to leave some parts that are magenta and have a little bit of the pinks peeking through and just a tad bit of yellow peeking through as well. Grab some white food coloring and a floppy brush and start flicking on some of that food coloring to make little stars in the galaxy. And to make it really look like a galaxy, grab some vodka or a clear alcohol and mix it with some pearl dust and start spraying on and spotting on some really shiny pieces throughout the cake. With just a little bit of buttercream as your glue, attach all of your sugar embellishments onto the cake. Add our little sign that we made that says Jenna, add the subscribe button and the rest of the pups, and add all the pretty little stars around the cake. And here we have it, our Jenna Marbles birthday cake, complete with a really awesome galaxy effect all around the cake, some royal icing stars, Peachy, Mr. Marbles, Kermie, and of course, Jenna. Happy birthday, Jenna! If there's a cake you want to see, comment down below and let us know.